Hi, my name's Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. Today I'm going to show you a really fun project, and I know last week I told you it was the last time that I would use the Shimmer Paint because I'm so sad that it's leaving. It's on our last chance list. It is on sale, but I decided I'd whip it out one more time to show you another way to use it so you can snag it before it's gone. So the project that I'm going to do uses one of the sets that is part of my upcoming spring online retreat. So the registration for that ends in just a couple of days. So I want to show you everything that comes in the retreat pack because I'm in full retreat mode. So everything on my desk, the butterflies are done. So if you're in the butterfly class, that will mail out tomorrow. I just have to finish the PDFs and get the final paper cut and then get them all packaged up and out to you. So butterflies are done. Those have moved over and I am full retreat mode now. So the projects are super fun. It's all a technique based class, which you'll kind of see a little bit today. There's no coloring. We're not going to stamp and color anything. It's not at all what you would call basic stamping. None of it's hard, but it's not just typical stamping. So we'll be doing some fun techniques, as you'll be able to see from the stuff that you get in it. So there's 4 different ways that you can participate if you haven't signed up yet, and you're going to want to because you don't want to miss it. So you can get the full bundle, and I'm going to show you that first. That way you can see all the stamp sets. So with the full bundle, you get 3 stamp bundles. One's the pretty Perennials, which I'm using today. You can see cards made with all of these on my channel because I have featured them quite a bit recently. The other one's Tranquil Thoughts, and the other one is Brushed Blooms. Now, if you get the full bundle, you get the supplies and the videos. There's a video for every project, 12 of them. So you get all of the card, like the paper and the ribbon and the embellishments. There's a PDF that has the finished project as well as the videos. Not all of my classes have PDFs since I do videos. And then with this full one, you get the spritzers, you get 2 of the water painters, you get the sponge dauber. I mean, not sponge dauber, the sponge brayer, which is being retired. I'm kind of sad because I like those. I know it's because we have the blending brushes, but they're kind of 2 different uses. So we'll get some use out of these, and then you can see if you want to stock up on some more before they're gone. You will get some sponge daubers, and then some clear embossing powder. So that's the full retreat. So then you can also do just 1 stamp bundle. So then you pick which bundle you want, and with that one, then you'll still get, so you pick which of the 3 that you want. You'll get the card supplies, of course, the videos, and then you get the spritzers, the brayer, and the clear powder, because we're going to need lots of clear powder because we're going to be doing some fun techniques. We're going to use a lot of window sheets. It's just going to be a different kind of class. But then you will need to have your own sponge daubers and your own water painters, or if you have the old aqua painters, those will work as well. Then you can just also get the card kit. So if you have all of these things already and you just want the card supplies, you can do just that. Now, if you get any of those 3 options, when I mail you your supplies, you will get the new 2021-2022 annual catalog in with it. So those will be the very first people that get the catalog from me. I will be up at the crack of dawn ordering the catalogs this week when we can get them, because I want you to get them super soon. If you aren't in the retreat, then yours will go out as soon as the retreat goes out. So I'm going to hope to have it all ready to mail. So I'll get the retreat mailed out and then probably the next day. So anybody who has ordered $50 or more from me since January will get one. And then the 4th way to do the retreat is just to do the videos, because I know a lot of demonstrators like to take the classes, so you'll get the videos and the PDFs. So you can do that 4th option. Then also, I know a lot of you are my customers and you just do like that full class, and you've done just the full classes all year round, but I can't tell the difference between who is a demonstrator, and Stampin' Up! Will send them a catalog for free. So if you are a customer of mine and you've only done classes and you haven't made a purchase in the last 6 months, I'm happy to send you a catalog. I just don't know who you are. So just send me an email and say, I've just done a couple of classes since January. Can you please send me a catalog? And I will get you one. But we have to pay for our catalogs, and then I have to pay for postage. So I don't need to be sending them to demonstrators when Stampin' Up! Is going to send them. That's why I have the online order. That's how I base it. But I do know that some of you have just taken classes. So please make sure you let me know. So that's the catalog. That is the retreat, and the retreat, you have to have signed up for it by the end of March. So, and not midnight the 31st. The cutoff is noon on the 31st, because that way I will know how much stuff I need to order when I overnight the order on April 1st. So let's do this card. This card's super fun. What I've done, I have taken a full sheet of white cardstock. So here's the full sheet put back together, so you can see it. This is a half a sheet, so it's just standard card size. This is a quarter sheet, and then this piece here I have cut, and it is 4 by 5 1/4. So you can see that it's a quarter inch smaller all the way around. That one's going to be I'm going to move this before I knock it on the floor, because this is somebody's actual hack, and I don't want their actual hack to get obliterated when I knock it off, because I have too much stuff on my table. So we are going to take, this is going to be the card piece, and this is going to be where we get our little pieces to stamp from. So I like to be able to use white cardstock and make it look like we used more. I'm using all colors that are in the retreat. So if you don't have, there's the retreat list on my website. If you don't have these colors, obviously you could substitute for them. Sometimes the paper may make a difference, but we're not using a ton of Designer Series paper because we're making a lot of our own fun backgrounds. We're going to use a water painter, and for this we are using Whisper White cardstock. You have to be careful when you put water on Whisper White cardstock, because it will pill. So just be careful and just keep that in mind. You're going to need a dry tissue to clean off in between. So we're starting with Daffodil Delight. And then you just take them. I also recommend, if you're doing the retreat, that you have the re-inkers for your colors. Just because we're going to be painting with them a lot. And when you do this, it can kind of suck up the thing. And you will need 1 or 2 of the colors in a re-inker, because we're going to do something fun with them. So to use these, you push down, and then when you lift up, that's when the water goes out. Some people have an issue getting the water to come out of the water painters, because they are kind of opposite what the aqua painters were. So because it will pill, you want to go fast with your water. Like on the Shimmer White cardstock, you can keep painting and painting, and obviously on the watercolor cardstock, both of those, which will be featured in the retreat. But this, we're making our own cardstock, Shimmer White cardstock, and then just change colors. Now I've got magenta, that was daffodil. I should have squished all these since I just made the card. When you use the water painter, you tend to suck it all up. You know, if you watched my snail card the other day and I used the shimmer paint, then I kind of painted with it. Now, because this is a dark color, as soon as it hits that, because this is not a cardstock that is meant to watercolor, you can see as soon as it hits, it gets that, the first bit tends to get the ink. And the nice thing is, because when our stamp pads close, they flip upside down, so you don't have to worry about that water getting on your stamp pad. This is Gorgeous Grape. And again, you push the water and then suck it up, and that's what makes the water come out. If you try to push it and then leave it, the water is gone. So you have to push it kind of, not every time you use it, but enough. And then clean this off, especially because I'm going from grape to Coastal Cabana. So it's fun to make a nice watercolor wash. And if I wasn't going to show you how to DIY shimmer paper, then I would do this on shimmer paper. So again, push, and then as you're painting, not when if you're painting something delicate and you're like coloring in, you don't do it this way. But because I'm trying to get a bunch of color, that's when I'm pushing the water out as I use it. That could have stood to have a little bit more, but we'll go light Coastal Cabana there. And then I have Granny Apple Green. You can tell this is going to be a bright class. Nice springy summer colors. It's also a good way to clean out your stamp pad lids if you do like I do and you do a lot of those things where you paint the inside of your things with the shimmer paint, because they end up having shimmer paint on the lid, and this kind of cleans them off. Okay, so we have that. And I'm going to do some stamping because I want that. So here's the thing. I'm going to put this set comes with those fabulous words. I don't want those to be shimmered, so I'm not going to spray that, but I do want my my flowers to be shimmery. So let's stamp those. So I have this nice big yellow one that we're going to do in the daffodil. I may have went too far over with my green. I have a little piece of pink here, which I'm going to have to, a little piece of white in case I can't get my pink one on here. Oh, maybe I can. You know, when you're talking, you can make this work obviously with one piece of cardstock, but when you're talking, I think I can. I should have stayed a little bit lower with my green. Oh, we got it. And then I have the green. So you can go back and you can color these in. You could stamp them on colored cardstock. You can kind of do it however you want. But I'm really into the watercolor look right now. And in fact, the cover of the new catalog has a fun watercolor look that kind of looks like a couple of the cards that I've made recently before I ever saw the cover of the new catalog. So now let's get our Coastal Cabana. And you need 2 of these. And then one of them, I'm just going to use one of the dies. So that's why I have a little bigger spot there. And now the Gorgeous Grape. This one I could have gone smaller on. This will leave a thing that will be on my table, but I'm not going to be reusing it, and it's going to kill me because it makes some beautiful paper. Okay, so now this is where our shimmer paint comes in. So this is the spritzers that you get in the retreat. They're in the back of the catalog. Then I just took, there's already enough in here, so I don't need to do it again. I tried not to put too much so I would be able to show you on camera. I just took some rubbing alcohol. I filled it about to there. And then I put a generous portion of the Champagne Mist Shimmer Paint, which is on the last chance list, and it is on sale, and it makes me very, very sad. So I just dribbled. The reason I put quite a lot is because I wanted this to be super sparkly. So that's the reason. You can put however much you want. And then you will need a piece of, you can see how this paper is warped. If you do it on the shimmer white or the watercolor cardstock, it doesn't warp as much, but they have protecting coating. But you can put as much or as little as you want. You just need a little bit of a scrap piece of paper. You can see my scrap piece of paper is beautiful too. And then we're just gonna spray this. And because this it has the alcohol, it's getting it wet, but it will dry quickly. So you can see how pretty that is. Hopefully you can see. It's a little bit of a sunny morning here. It's pretty sunny. So see, it makes it does look just like our shimmer paper. Let's cut that one, lay that aside to dry. And then we'll get this one. On this one, I don't need to get everywhere as much as I need to get the colors, because that's where our shimmer is going to be. And I will, my other one, I told you my snail card, I would take it outside and film it for you in the sun. It was a glorious day here on Sunday, but my daughter and her boyfriend were in a car accident. So we spent our whole Saturday on the side of the road. They were fine. The car was not. For today, if it's sunny, I will take these out, this one and my snail card, and I'll show you the sun just captures this prettier than the camera lights do. So now I'm going to go to the dies. There are so many dies in this set. I'm only using a fraction of them. So let's put this over here. And it's kind of wet, but it'll be okay on this one to send it through kind of wet. Just make sure everything is here. And then let's go. You can't get them all at once. So I know I need 2 of these and 2 of those. So I want to get 1 of those on each pass. So, and then I have, you can see this one goes on top of that. So I'm going to put it on the yellow. This is my other Coastal Cabana. And then I need 2 of those. So I'll send 1 of these through on this one. The nice thing about these is if they squish a little bit, it doesn't matter because we have that fun tie-dye background that goes around it. So if it moves, it's just going to pick up some tie-dye. I have way too much purple and it's super pretty. And then this would be the pink. And we'll send these through and then we'll get the rest on the second pass when we get those. Because the paper's a little bit buckled, this will flatten it. But you have to be careful when you put your plate on that it doesn't move all the way. But that was why I put the ones towards the top, that it mattered that they stayed in place. These ones at the bottom, if they move, it just moves on color. I'm done with this one. That one. That one. They're still a little bit wet because I really spritzed them. I want them super shiny. This one may be here. I'm just going to use scissors. Okay, so that's all of that. Get those off of there. And then I'm going to take this piece here, which this one hasn't worked too bad. My first one was a little bit more warpy, and I'm pretty sure that it may be because I put more, maybe that made it go a little bit less warpy. But I'm going to take, this is the folder that goes with the Fine Art Floral in the, it's just so pretty, in the current January to June mini catalog. I'm just going to stick that on here, and this will just, it helps flatten it out, and it gives a little bit of a fun texture, especially because this looks painted, and that's a paint, like a painted background. And it just kind of highlights that fun effect. So we've got that, and it's flat enough that, especially because the paper's wet, when I go to stamp the words, now my black won't be sparkly, so they'll stand out a little bit more. So let's put that there. And then we've got, I went with a You Make Me Happy. So the secret to using these is to always stamp your happy first, and then put your other words where they need to go around it. So there's a happy birthday, a happy mail, sending you happy, and I just got my finger in the black ink, of course. So put this on here, and you do need to press hard since it's gone through the folder. There we go. And I'm going to show you a little trick for fixing that there. And now the You Make Me. I'm going to put it where there's the least amount of, oh, perfect. So down here where it's kind of lost a little bit inside the, just take your black blend. If you don't have the black blend, you can use a Sharpie if you use black. And just kind of dot it back in. It doesn't have to be perfect because none of it's perfect because it's inside that pattern, but it kind of just fills that in. Super pretty. Now let's just stick these together. They're so easy to put together, these flowers. Might need this. I don't know if any of them stuck. They're still a tad bit wet because I made them so super sparkly. If we're missing one, I'll go back. Because it has so much going on, you don't need any ribbon. So if you don't like to tie ribbon, it's the perfect card for you. So just take a glue dot and stick it there and hold it on. They don't have to be any kind of straight or like there isn't a direction that they need to go. I've wondered how the girls that have signed up for the one bundle, have chosen from the 3 because I love them all. And I'm like, how did you decide that this was the one that you wanted? Come on. It's still a little bit damp. Glue dots work better on a dry surface. Go for that one, and then we'll do the pink. So we're going to kind of go up kind of in the same order as the color. So it keeps a little bit of that rainbow effect. But placement isn't really a big issue either. Just kind of where they go is where they go. I'm pressing them hard because that... Oh, it's because it's on my finger. I should have done a time lapse and let this dry a second and then came back to you. That purple one's my favorite. Partly because the shimmer on the purple is just so pretty. And then these leaves, you may have noticed that this one kind of got cut off, but that's okay. We'll just stick it underneath there. And we'll put the other one on top of it. So there's very rarely a stamping mistake that you can't hide. And it's not really a mistake because I didn't need all of those anyways because I knew that they were going to. Oh, it's on my finger again. They're just not sticking to the... My other one didn't have an issue, but I don't think I glued them on right away because I wasn't, you know, when you're designing the card, you're not quite sure what order you're doing stuff in. We have one that stayed. I always check my thing before I throw it away. Who else does that? What's not stuck? I think once they dry, that's stuck now. That's stuck now. It's all stuck now that it's drying. I'll just stick this under here. And then these are finally back in stock. Our matte black dots that are from the January to June catalog. And look how perfect that sets that off. Just needs that little bit of grounding. And then this is white. I didn't want to spritz it because I want it to be really obvious that this is shimmery and that this is not. So it kind of really sets that off that it's shimmered. So just add your... And there we go. Isn't that pretty? I don't want to... Oh, it's dry. I was afraid if I tilted it, they might fall off. Here's my other one. So you can tell I sprayed more in this. I just wanted you guys to be able to see it. So it has a couple more spritzes of spritz. But even though you're watercoloring the card and putting all of the colors on there, it's not going to end up being that much of a different overall look. I mean, you can see I've got a little less pink on this one. And I mean, even though they're different, they're pretty much the same. You wouldn't even know which one I did if I moved them, which one was done first and which one was done second. So if you are interested in signing up for the retreat and making sure you get your catalog, There's always links underneath the video, so go down there. If you're on Facebook, you can find it anywhere. The best way to get all of my information is to be on my email list, and you can do that by visiting my website, and that will pop up for you to fill in your information there. Everybody have a great Monday, a great week, and I hope that I will see you at my online retreat. Bye.